She knew the algorithm, not the one on your phone, the one wired into your insecurities. You're 61. She's 24. It wasn't love. It was leverage. You thought you chose her. She chose your weakness. Age wasn't a barrier. It was bait. You weren't seduced. You were profiled. You weren't admired. You were predicted. Jung said your shadow speaks louder when you're lonely. She spoke fluently. Lacan warned your desire is always for what you lost. She offered it back in a skirt and contempt. She called you charming. You called it fate. She called you wise. You called it connection. She smiled like she was impressed. She wasn't. She was studying the cracks. You chased her youth. She chased your need to feel needed. Every time you paid the bill, you paid for her silence. Every time you laughed, she counted how much more she had to endure. You weren't a partner. You were a case study. She wasn't flattered. She was feeding. You served, justified, submitted, because she offered you a version of yourself you missed. You didn't fall for her. You fell for what she reflected. A man you no longer were. A man who never fully existed. Nietzsche said men don't crave truth. They crave meaning. You craved the meaning she gave your decline. She didn't manipulate. She positioned. She let you talk. And every word became ammunition. You weren't hunted. You hunted yourself. She just watched. Strategically. Indifferently. Mercilessly. Every compliment. Every emoji. Every delay was deliberate. You waited for her replies like a teenager. Told yourself it's chemistry. It was conditioning. She didn't want your body. She wanted your submission. You gave it freely, while calling it romance. You saw her shadow, and called it mystery. You saw her coldness, and called it depth. You edited your profile, changed your shirt, practiced your text. You became her instrument of relevance, of experience, of power. She never wanted you. She wanted to be wanted. You gave her that. Every hour, every gesture, every delusion. She didn't break your heart. She broke your narrative. The one where you're still a contender, still sexually dominant, still psychologically sharp. You thought you were making a move. You were being moved, like a pawn, pretending to be king. She praised your stories, your battles, your youth. She wasn't listening. She was collecting data. Machiavelli wrote that power favors those who understand perception. She mastered yours and used it against you. You think it was chemistry. It was theater. You think she saw you. She saw your emptiness and made it dance. She wasn't cruel. She was clinical. You weren't her lover. You were her laboratory. She taught you, not through words, through withdrawals, through silence, through the agony of indifference. You thought you were mentoring her. You were being dismantled, piece by piece, by glances, by delayed responses, by minimal effort. You chased because she framed herself as a prize, not a person. She mirrored your fantasies, and you called it soul. She let you speak, not out of interest, out of design. Every confession, every vulnerability was ammo. You begged, not with tears, but with overcompensation, with gifts, with promises, with hope. She never asked for any. She earned them by being absent. You now realize she wasn't your mistake. She was your mirror. She didn't lie. You lied to yourself through her. You served, chased, justified, submitted, not for her, for the man she allowed you to pretend to be. This is your autopsy, not of the affair, of your masculinity. Your desire wasn't for her. It was for recognition, and she weaponized it. Jung smiles from the grave. You finally met your shadow and tried to impress it. Lacan laughs. You begged not for her presence, but for the absence of your own aging. Nietzsche applauds, because your suffering birthed clarity. Finally, now, you erase her, not with anger, with awareness. You no longer chase youth. You master time. You no longer serve beauty. You command truth. She wasn't the virus. She was the scan, And now, you are immune, cold, dominant, integrated. This is not recovery. This is rebirth. This is not wisdom. It's war readiness. She didn't awaken your desire. She awakened your potential through devastation. Now you rise, not healed, forged, psychologically sovereign, shadow intact, unbeggable,